Hi there, Casey, your intuitive business coach, helping you turn your passion into successful and thriving business. In today's daily insight, I would like to talk to you about how quieting your mind can actually help you receive greater inspiration and peace of mind. Now, have you ever thought, worked on a project and you were thinking so hard because you really just want, plan it out right and get all the details and just make it just an amazing project. And you were sitting there and contemplating and thinking and nothing really seems to be coming through, or it just doesn't really make sense. Or does your mind never stop thinking, debating, or trying to come up with some solution, trying to figure things out, or just being in fear mode, or you have all that busy mental chatter going on, and then at the end of the day, you're just feeling totally mentally exhausted. Now, in today's video, I would like to talk to you about why quieting your mind, why having a practice to quiet your mind is so very important. And I'm also going to share four ways that can help you to quiet your mind in order to get the greater inspiration. So whenever you do work on a project, you don't try to hit your head against the wall. And of course, quieting your mind will also help you get a peace of mind, so you're less stressed out. So let's start out with why is quieting your mind so important? I'm pretty sure you've heard the word monkey mind, right? I mean, who hasn't, right? The inner gremlins, I like to talk about that as well. That's one of my favorite topics, is talking about the mindset, the monkey mind, inner gremlins. Because, let's face it, our monkey mind tends to keep us very occupied and distracted, right? Often we're in either fear mode, worry mode, or just, contemplating, right? And it keeps us stuck and also off track. But when you quiet your mind, you really tune out that monkey mind. You can then also listen to it and also hear that inner guidance. And that's the intuition that you have, the sudden ideas, the inspiration or gut feelings and those type of things. You get to hear what's really going on. You get to hear, your inner guidance. And your inner guidance always knows best, right? Now, this is where because that's where the real truth lies, your inner guidance, not your ego mind, because your ego mind is feeding you lies to keep you safely within your comfort zone. It's trying to keep you safe. That's the job of your ego mind. But if you want to move forward, you got to listen to your inner guidance system. And when you quiet your mind, you get those answers that are of truth, that allows you to then move forward. And it's based on what is to your highest and greatest good in order to really then move forward on your path. Your ego mind is trying to keep you off your path. So when you quiet your mind, you get to hear that guidance. You get the answers to what are my next steps? What am I supposed to focus on? What am I here to do? So and those type of things. Now, have you ever had that really great idea that, oh my God, this is just such an amazing thing. This is such an amazing project. You really want to do that. But as soon as you start thinking about, how would that look like? What could you be doing? You come up with all sorts of reasons why you couldn't or shouldn't try this, or why you couldn't or shouldn't even get into this project. And that's because your ego mind was distracted. And that's when you got the great idea. So maybe you were doing something, maybe you actually had quiet your mind, and you got this really great idea, or also the inspiration. I like to call it also the divine download. But then your ego was realizing oh, something is going on here. And then it was throwing you off course with all the, I can't do this, I can't do that, I couldn't do this, or I shouldn't be doing this because it's probably not going to work, or whatever else, comes up. And it does that because it wants to keep you safe. Because when you actually do something that is really in alignment, when you follow your intuitive guidance, and deep down oh my God, this could be my breakthrough, your ego is going into fear mode. Do you resonate with that? Can you relate to that? Have you ever had that where you really just had that idea and then you're couldn't or shouldn't, threw you off track, and you just said, oh, okay, maybe this wasn't meant to be, I might just not do this. Now, in this case, if you do have that, it is really important to notice what is going on, what is happening, and then course correct. So you can ask, okay, what is going on here? And just asking that question, what's going on here? What's really going on here? What is the higher truth? You will realize that, hey, This is your ego trying to distract you, trying to keep you off track, trying to keep you safely within your comfort zone, and unfortunately also far away from the success that you want to achieve. Okay, so let's talk about, what are some like 4 ways that you can use to quiet your mind. I mean, if you don't have already a daily practice in place where you quiet your mind every day, I highly recommend, try to do something each and every day. But, some of the things that you can do is meditation. It doesn't have to be where you sit still for, 30, 40 minutes or something like that. It can be something as short as just 5 minutes or just a few minutes. It can even be a walking meditation where you just walk and you focus on your breathing, and it's just the whole point is here to quiet down your mind, because your mind is constantly on go, and oftentimes it's also that busy negative mental chatter that's going on in the background, and you want to quiet down your mind. So you can just do a quick 5-minute meditation. You can do a walking meditation. There's also something that's called an eating meditation where you just focus on the chewing, the taste, and all that. But the point is, you want to really do something where you tune out your mind or your ego mind. You also can do something like where you just focus on the moment, like being right here, right now. Focus on how does it feel sitting in this chair? How does it feel, like the clothes on your body? Like, what are you hearing? What are you sensing? You can close your eyes and just, be in the moment, like what's going on in your surrounding. That's one great thing. If you go outside in your backyard or just somewhere where it's somewhat quiet, and you just focus on the moment, you just close your eyes, and you just hear all the things that are going on around you. I mean, first of all, you'll be amazed all the things that you get to hear, but that's also a way of quieting your mind. Another thing is deep breathing exercises where you just focus on your breath. You take you take a deep breath in, count to 4, hold it for a moment, and take a deep, release it, also on the count of 4. And you just keep doing it. So it's similar to meditation, but you just focus on your breathing. It's also very relaxing. You can also say a mantra when you meditate or when you just close your eyes. One of my favorite mantras is the Ho'oponopono mantra. It's a Hawaiian mantra for healing, and it goes, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. And you can say it a little slower and just, close your eyes and just repeat this mantra. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. And that also quiets down your mind, and it also heals you in many different ways. I'm not going to go into that, how exactly that mantra works or Ho'oponopono, what exactly it is. You can look it up though. But why you do these exercises, what you can do is you can focus on one particular question that you have. Like before you start the exercise, ask that question. You center yourself. You want to set the intention that now I'm going to surrender. I'm going to let go. I'm going to quiet your mind. And then, this is the question I would like to have guidance to. And then you just let it go. Then you focus on your exercise, your meditation, your mantra, your breathing, or whatever it is that you're doing. And then you just wait for the answer to come. And now just real quick, the answer might not come right away. You might not get the answer while you're doing your exercise, but believe me, the answer will come whenever you're actually ready to hear the answer. So it could be hours later, it could be to the next day, it could be while you're meditating that you're also all of a sudden you're getting the massive download. But just know that the answers will come in divine timing whenever you're ready to hear that answer. Okay. So quieting your mind is very, very powerful because honestly, you never know what inspiration might come. Like when I meditate, I've gotten some really amazing downloads before where, like my upcoming show. And yes, I have a show coming up. So if you haven't, heard about that yet, it's called the Abundantly Successful Show, which will launch next week on July the 10th. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be an amazing show. I will release the very first episode next Tuesday. So, you want to make sure you tune in for that. But, I've gotten the idea for my Abundantly Successful show. Then I've also gotten the idea for my book that's behind me. I have gotten the idea for that. I also, I'm working on a membership project right now, which also I received that guidance while I was meditating. And, I've gotten some other answers about some really, major things for myself, what's important to know for me right now. And I was getting the answers. And, I even had, conversations with my guides. So when you quiet down your mind, amazing things can happen that would not happen with your ego mind is in control, because usually your ego mind is in the driver's seat, right? And with quieting your mind, you're basically putting your ego in the back seat, maybe even in the trunk, and you're taking over for the time that you're quieting your mind. Now, like I said, like I mentioned earlier, I highly recommend a daily routine. I mean, if you don't have, a lot of time, try it at least 5 minutes each day to just quiet down your mind. And then you can increase it, to maybe 10 minutes or 15, 20, however it feels comfortable for you. But I highly recommend just take at least 5 minutes. Give yourself that time, because the benefits of really quieting your mind, having that daily practice of quieting your mind, you will be less stressed. You will be less overwhelmed or less frustrated, because you're just so much more in alignment with yourself. You feel a lot more connected to yourself. You'll be more focused when working on projects, and you have less negative thinking happening, or that that monkey mind in the background, because you're tuning it out. And the more you practice tuning it out, whenever you do notice that something is coming up, your ego's trying to derail you, you get to catch it a lot sooner and stop it in the tracks before your ego mind is trying to derail you. Okay? So yes, it is a practice. It's not going to be easy right away. You have to make an intention and really make a commitment. You have to set the intention and make the commitment to really make this your daily practice. And I'm telling you, it can do wonders. I mean, I swear by it. All of those, successful entrepreneurs that I follow, and I'm pretty sure you've heard about, you heard from them as well, that they swear by a daily practice, a daily routine, quieting their minds, meditation, and those type of things. Of course, they usually do other stuff too, but just every day quieting your mind, even if it's just for a few minutes, I'm telling you, it will do wonders. So I hope this was helpful. I will see you in the next Daily Insights, and I hope you have an amazingly abundant and successful day.